Welcome to Silicon Valley Health Institute, where technology is a challenge. It's a love-hate relationship. I'm Robert Meekemiller. I'm a nutritionist since 1992 and on the board of directors here and your moderator for the evening. Any new members or new people showing up? Welcome. Great. Fantastic. All right. So we're a 501c3 and nonprofit, and so we thrive on your donations and your membership, and please invite friends and family. We're all about bringing the greatest health experts in the world, really, to give you the latest cutting-edge information on health. So welcome. If you need to take an emergency phone call, we ask you to step outside so we don't interrupt the speakers. If you have a cell phone, you put it on silent, please. And if you're concerned about EMFs, you can go ahead and turn them off. The restrooms are down the hall and to the left. We'll have a break roughly around 8:30, 8:35-ish. Does anybody have any announcements they'd like to make? Any health events in the area or, okay.
I have some friends that are making a film on people in their in their 80s and 90s and what they're doing to stay healthy. Anybody interested in that? Let me know. They'll be filming, I believe, in July. Zip. And you're too young a chicken.
They pay fame and fortune. All right, so the beginning of our forum here, we open up the floor. We have a few experts here that can answer most of your questions. And so if you have any questions at all, let me know. One thing as well, either after the speakers, we'll open up the floor as well. But make sure that I bring you the microphone because we're videotaping this, and so we get good, clean audio if I bring you the microphone before you speak. So just raise your hand. I'll try and get to the first one first and get you the opportunity. Okay?
Does anybody know the name of the cream that I would believe was developed in Australia? It's a cream to prevent or to put on skin cancers, and it makes them go away. It's something cream, and I can't think of the name of it. You know, Bernd? Okay, I'll talk to you later.
You do know?
I think it's made from eggplant, right? It's yeah, it is. It works. Yeah, eggplant has tremendous benefits. You know, even just doing 35% hydrogen peroxide and diluting it slightly and putting it topically and until it becomes really white. Leave it on there, do it a couple times. It gets rid of basal cell carcinoma. If you want, I'll share a story of a female who had Boston University Medical Center. She was going there for cancer, for basal cell carcinoma surgery. And I told her to do this. She was supposed to see Dr. T, but he never got there till July or something like that, and her surgery was due for June. So in April, I told her what to do. Did not hear from her. I finally called her, and I said, did you see Dr. T? And I said, no, I didn't. I said, did you get rid of your cancer? And he says, absolutely, it's gone. And the Boston surgeon never seen anything like it. It was just 35% hydrogen peroxide. And I do it with a little water. And you put it topically with a Q-tip, and it works.
So I just want to add, be very, very careful when you're handling 35% hydrogen peroxide. You do not want to get it in your eyes or on anything. It will burn you. And so I don't know what kind of, you say 35%, I don't know what kind of dilution you're talking about, like 50%? You can bring in, so a good idea might be to start really low, like dilute it to, you know, maybe even, yeah, dilute it quite a bit, like 1 to 5 or something like that. Then you're almost like 6%, which is twice what you get out of a normal grocery store thing. But just the caution to be very careful with that, okay? That's what's called food grade. Sorry, that's what's called food grade hydrogen peroxide. And you can probably get about a gallon out there for $50, which is more than you'll ever use. Or you can go buy, for maybe $16, you can buy a cup, or maybe something like that. It gets more expensive as quantities go down, but that's probably all you need. You can order it online.
Okay, floor is open. Any other questions? Any announcements? Okay.
Well, I just wanted to say, we'll be at the table here talking about the Weston A. Price Foundation. I don't want to take the time during the presentation, but if you're curious about it during the break, we'd be glad to fill you in. Oh, sorry. It's an organization dedicated to teaching about good food and farming and connecting the dots between all of those things and how they all work together. And they're trying to teach people about nutrient-dense foods and change the way we think about food in this modern times, back to traditional ways of eating.
Is there any traditional food left?
Hi, I'm also here with Nourish Doc, which is basically an evidence-based integrative medicine platform, which basically what we want to do is showcase patient outcomes on what actually works for different therapies and for what particular condition. And so we've got hundreds of clinics right now doing Ayurveda in India with clinical research for different conditions. And we're doing the same thing in US and trying to find ways to collaborate with institutions like Silicon Valley Health and other forums. My name is Nagin, but the platform is nourishdoc.com. Doc, like doctor. So doctors are very much at center stage, and they are basically showcasing integrative therapies only, without medications and surgeries and things like that.
Nourish Doc, NOURISHDOC.com. Okay, any other questions? Everybody's healthy, no problems, and that's good to hear. No questions? Okay, wait for the mic, please. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm Christine Roche, and I have been working with thank you for bringing this up, with the Parkinson's patients using the gut microbiome as a way of identifying, certain bacteria. Like we did all these stool tests with them, and they have had, the people too have had very little medication, or some of them no, but it's a large group of people where we've now found that with the gut microbiome assessment and then working with nutrition with all the right foods, like some of the things you guys are going to talk about, along with the microbiome, that the Parkinson's patients are having very, very good results. So I'll be talking to you about that. With other neurological disorders too, it's amazing, the results. And so I'm working with a physician on that, so I'll talk with you about it.
Floor is still open. Another thing too, if you haven't checked in at the front desk, please check in. The meetings are $10 per night or $60 per year, which works out to $5 per meeting. So, and we're here every third Thursday of the month, and it's been 20 plus years. So, and how many people have seen our website? Lots of great videos there. So, all right. Any other questions? No? Okay. Oh, okay.
So I'm fairly fat adapted and can go 24 hours fasted without any issues, so decided to try a longer fast. But after 48 hours, my glucose levels were about 37, and I felt dreadful, and decided that wasn't safe and stopped, despite taking lots of salts and electrolytes and things like that. Any suggestions as to?
I'll turn you over to Mr. Autophagy.
What were you trying to do? Fast? 3-day fast? I wouldn't do that. I did all the caloric restriction research back in the 80s with Roy Wolf, and some of the things I would not recommend in the human body. I think intermittent fasting, it's okay. 1 day a week is fine, but you're putting a lot of stress in your body. If you don't have enough protein in your body, you will not be able to create protein synthesis, and you will cause thyroid damage. And the number one thing you want to worry about is thyroid function. Absolutely number one organ that you want to worry about is thyroid. And thyroid requires vitamin A, zinc, selenium, but it needs protein. If you don't have enough protein, actually all the research we found in our research was that as you get into your 60s, you need to increase your protein levels. Very important. And when you're young, you need a lot of protein. At a certain stage, from 30 to 40, 50, there's a certain requirement of protein. But autophagy is very different, you know, in our cells. And I did a whole lecture on that. And I was with Anne Marie Cuervo out of Einstein University at Stanford, and we talked a lot about this. And she likes to do, the best way to do it is do like a 12-hour fast. When you go to bed, don't eat late, 7, 8 o'clock. I mean, even that's too late for the human circadian function. And when you get up in the morning, you have 12 hours, 14 hours of fasting. You actually created an incredible autophagy mechanism. And then you do a little protein and then a little exercise. You're actually improving function, overall health function. So there's a lot of things that people are thinking that fasting is really good. It really isn't. So you got to be very careful because there's a lot of heat protein shocks, other compounds that are created by fasting that in the long term can cause damage.
Good question. Okay.